For sports titles, it often takes a year or two, sometimes longer, for developers to start finding their footing on a new platform with yearly releases. Think of the debacle that was known as NHL 15 for the current gen as an example. And when you really think about it, 07 and 15 were quite similar. The gameplay was solid, but everything else was a stripped down, barren husk of a video game when compared to what came before it. Too harsh? The next year's titles, however, ended up being much closer to what you might have hoped the first game of a new console generation would be. And in the case of NHL 08, it could have been exactly what you were hoping for. NHL 08 represents the beginning of what some would consider one of the best eras in the history of the EA NHL series. The continued evolution of the skill stick, combined with new skating animations, result in a fast, fluid, and most importantly, fun gameplay experience. It's not perfect, of course. Certain aspects are still lacking, like hitting, for example, but they would look to address that in the next year. And side note as well, there's a nice shot blocking animation for what that's worth. The skill stick with 07, the skating with 08, the checking with 09, you can slowly see the game taking shape. And thankfully, unlike with 07, there's more to talk about aside from the gameplay. First and foremost, we see the reintroduction of the Create a Team feature, which has this wonderful logo that was used by my first ever ECHL club. Shout out to Alex and Jimmy of the Motor City Massacre. That's right, I played with a couple of people from Detroit because I found them on Operation Sports, and it all worked out. Hint, hint, EA, I have a connection to that logo. Add it back in. They also updated the Create a Player feature. It took some big strides forward, including the addition of the customizable stick flex, skate blade curve, and a sweet test on ice feature, all of which would be welcomed back into the franchise with open arms, by me at least. In terms of leagues, what would eventually become the SHL and Liga have returned as well, and the AHL makes its first ever appearance in the franchise. RIP, my beautiful Portland Pirates. The series debuts keep on coming with the first iteration of goalie mode, which is just insane to try and control. Create a Play is also in, and I do have to ask, would you like to see this back in the game? I'm not sure how to feel about it. It's a cool idea, but just how practical is it? Practice mode and drills are another interesting addition, which has led me to wonder why they didn't go all the way with it and add in All-Star Weekend as a fully fleshed out feature. Before every game, you get keys to success, which in this game, they're okay, but it would be cool to see them back into the game for offline purposes to help people understand each team's positives and negatives based on player types and strategies. Franchise mode has 3 notable improvements: interest values in free agency, which is much better than a sortable tab like we have now. Scouting has been improved, as you now have the ability to actually scout certain regions. Yes, that was a new thing for 08. And you have the ability to jump into the sim to save the day, or completely blow it like I normally do. And, as one should, I saved the best for last. Tweet too. The national anthem! Yes! Even if it's just at the end. Yes! I mentioned in the 2K10 video that the 2008 editions of each game were where EA began to take the lead, and it's easy to see why. Now, I do plan on going back to look at the other 2K games as well, but this game in particular, NHL 08, improved in nearly every way possible and sets the stage for potential greatness over the next few games. And as we move forward towards those games that are remembered so fondly, I hope that they not only still hold up, but that we find certain aspects of the game where they excel over what we currently have with NHL 19. That is the point of this entire series. And simply put, NHL 08 has set the bar pretty damn high. Another quick video here. There's not as much to talk about. Of course, it's a drastic step from reviewing a 2K game to an EA NHL game just because of the differences in the way those games were made. And like I said, with the amount of similarities you still have between 19 and something like 08, there's not as much to go in depth about. But short, sweet, and to the point. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you're enjoying the series, these videos, if you've checked them out. If you have, that means you're listening to me right now, and you're a wonderful, wonderful person. Support the video, support the channel. Check out everything in the description if you have not already done so, and if you have, do it again. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a good one.